Bottom line. Joining us right now is CPA and business analyst Dan Geltrude. Dan, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. What advice are you giving clients about possible tax increases? And we should point out, this is not necessarily just about Biden raising taxes. You're talking about $22 trillion in debt. At some point, something's got to give. So perhaps taxes are going up regardless at some point over the coming years. What's your advice?
Well, the way I see it, Maria, is taxes are going to have to go up, and according to Joe Biden, and he's virtually promised going back on the Trump tax cuts. So let's take a look at what I think is going to happen here. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to raise income tax rates. Right now, we're at 37%. We used to be at 39.6 before the Trump tax cuts. I think we're going to see that happen. What do people need to do? To the extent it's possible, you should be looking at accelerating your income in 2020 if you can. Next point here is I think we could see an increase in the capital gains rates. Right now, we're at a max of 20%. We could possibly see a change there, Maria, going to ordinary income tax rates, replacing capital gains rates. So what do? You have to look at, if you have some investments that have done very well, 2020 may be the year to make a move and sell those investments. Next, the estate tax, or better known as the death tax. We had an extraordinary exclusion put into place by the Trump tax cuts, which was basically, as we stand right now, $11.5 million approximately excluded from your estate. You put it together as a couple, it's over $23 million. I said as soon as this went into effect, everybody who has a significant estate should be looking at getting that wealth to the next generation. I don't think it could ever get any better in terms of death tax than it is right now. So please try to take advantage of that. And the final point I want to make, and this relates to what's going on with COVID, Maria, is that state taxes are probably going to go up. So wealth is mobile. People are working remotely. I see a big migration from Northeast states, West Coast states, to Florida, Texas, and Nevada, where it's much more favorable.
And we've seen a little of that already, right, Dan? I mean, you're seeing people leave New York and go to Florida and Texas for that very reason. No income tax. What's your advice for paying the capital gains taxes, which is, of course, at the center of Biden's tax plan? Should you be selling stocks before the election?
Well, you know, that's a tough call, right, Maria, because you're going to be changing positions, and we can't rely on the polls. So I think we have to look at this and say, if we think that Biden can win, and he can, and he could take both houses of Congress, yes, I think you have to strategically look at some investments and selling before the election.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably see if he were to win. We'll probably see a sell-off after the election later on in the year. Let me bring Ryan Payne in here now. Ryan, go ahead.
Dan, I'm getting bummed out here, man. I hear about these taxes. Maybe the other side of the coin here is this year could be a very low year for taxes. If maybe you've been furloughed or you're in a lower income bracket, you don't have to take your mandatory distribution if you're over 72. Is this a good year to do some Roth conversions? I know for my clients, I'm always looking for ways to save money on taxes. Money saved in taxes is just as green as any money can make invested. Is that something you're recommending for your clients right now to generate some tax-free income for life, really?
Well, that's a good point, Ryan, and it's something you need to look at. However, because July 15th is the new April 15th, you're going to have a lot of people with taxes due that they may not be able to cover, because you have the remainder of 2019 taxes due. You also have first and second quarter payments due for 2020, all at July 15th. Some people don't pay or put away money for their taxes when they should. They may have gotten caught short. However, if that's not the case and proper planning has been done for what could be significant July 15th payments, I do agree that a Roth conversion could be the time based upon income projections.
All right, yeah, you're not usually talking about tax day in the middle of the summer, but it sure is. Tax day is July 15th. Dan, it is great to get your insights this morning. Thank you, sir. We will see you soon.